I got another cereal box. Let's get crafty. What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabs, and besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. In a recent video, we went to IKEA in search of a little inspiration for the dollhouse. And we found this room, which I thought was too cute. I loved the couch, the bench, and the ottoman, so we remade it in miniature using an oversized cereal box from Costco. And y'all, I got another cereal box. Am I going to remake the couch? Yes, I am. Our first couch is more of a love seat, so I'm trying to make a slightly larger couch that is a little over 10 inches long. This larger couch is taking most of the cardboard from that box, but this time around, I know what I'm doing. So it's going a lot faster, and I can make a few changes. This time for the seat cushions, I cut a rectangle, fold it in half. Next to the fold, I draw a 1/2 inch square at the corner, cut them from the corners, sew down the sides. Then we're going to go to that bottom corner and flatten it out and sew straight across. Repeat on the other side, then flip it right side out. I'm going to add a piece of cardboard inside, then add stuffing, add another piece of cardboard. This time I glued it in, then glue down the fabric, then glue them to the cardboard, add a few more pillows, and we've got a larger couch. It's just about large enough for the dolls to take a nap. And if we bring the love seat over from the first video, we kinda have a set. Oh, but I did make the new couch a little taller. But since we're talking about the first video, where I said I couldn't make a doll room out of the cereal box, well, now I want to see if I can. I have another box, and we're just gonna open it up. Originally, I said the box wasn't tall enough, being a little under 11.5 inches when we need our rooms to be at least 13 inches. But if we open the box and lay it flat, we can get the height to 13 inches if we use the tabs. So on the bottom, I cut the tabs at 1.5 inches, then trim the other side to get to 13 inches. Carefully cut down the side to open the box up. After the first bend, let's measure over 6 inches and draw a line. We can go over it with a dotting tool so we can bend it, changing the shape of the box and giving us more area in the center. But now the sides need an extension. They only go to about 8 inches, and our shelf can handle 11. Good thing we have another box. Let's open it up just like before, then cut the extra length that we need and glue or tape it onto the sides. I used masking tape on the front and hot glue in the seam on the back. And then we're just gonna lay that flat and let it cool. And we can cover it with more tape if we want. And now we have the walls of our room. Let's take the leftover cereal box, make a bend line 5 inches from the side, so it'll be able to fit easily in the 6 inches in the middle. Then let's trim it so it can fit in the corner of the box and stop around the end of the wall. I want to cover the floor with a wood grain paper. I made this on my computer, but we have a couple of unwanted creases in this cereal box. But maybe we can glue down some poster board or paperboard to flatten it out. And I just avoid the bends. Then I glue on the wood grain paper to make our floor. And we can cover it with tape if we want to shine or leave it as is. Let's take the walls and do something similar. I glue white paper over the bends, then glue poster board over the rest of the open areas, so the walls can still bend. Now that the walls are a blank canvas to work with, let's draw a window in the center, cut it out, wrap paper over the edges, take clear plastic from packaging, cut a piece that can fit behind the window, tape or glue it to the back, glue strips of poster board across the clear plastic. On a leftover piece of poster board, I make a line with a dotting tool every 1/4 inch, fold them accordion style to make some quick blinds that we can glue to the top of the window. Fold over and glue down leftover poster board. Once dried, cut it into 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch strips. Let's glue them around the window to frame it. Probably should have did this before gluing on the blinds or the shade, but here we are. Draw a line every 2 inches and glue on the 1/4 inch strips. I stopped a 1/2 inch from the bottom so we'll be able to glue on baseboards later. We can glue a few under the window. Once the walls are done, let's glue the floor to the side wall and to the back. We can add tape underneath for extra support. And now it's starting to look like a corner room where the floor can fold up so we can close the side wall. Then lay it down when we're ready to set up our room. Let's add some poster board around the bottom of the walls for baseboards, avoiding this bend so the room will be able to open and close. If we want this room to be nice and solid, we can glue in the furniture, which would add support to the floor and to the wall. Here is the first sofa that we made. It totally fits in this space. We can bring in the rug and the bench and the ottoman. Everything can still fit inside and we can close it for easy storage. The couch that we made at the beginning of this video is longer, but it's also a little too tall. But I want the longer couch. So I ripped off the back and I think I'm gonna glue it on just a little bit lower, which will change the overall shape of the couch, but I think I can live with that. I glued the pillows back on and removed the side supports from under the couch. There is just enough space for the couch to fit against the wall. I want to add a TV and a fireplace, but since we have that wall that moves up and down, it's gonna have to be flat. Or as flat as I can make it so it can clear the floor. I can probably get away with something at about 1/4 inch. So let's take leftover poster board. I cut a piece for the fireplace. This is a 7 by 7 inch square. I place it in the room to check for scale, and I think that'll work. I take black cardstock, cut a 5 by 6 inch rectangle to glue in the center, cut leftover poster board into 1 inch strips, and then we're going to just stack and glue them together. Then glue them around the black cardstock. I glue a few 1/4 inch strips to the top to make a faux fireplace like the one seen in our inspiration photo. We can use poster putty to attach it to the wall so it's removable, or we can just glue it in place. I like the idea of using poster putty because it gives us more options. Take the leftover black cardstock and glue a few pieces together. Then we can glue a black photograph on top or shiny black scrapbook paper. I take a small piece of the cutout from the window and glue it in the back for a little more strength. Then use a little poster putty to attach it to the wall. And now we have a flat screen TV for this space. Now let's bring in the rug that we made in the earlier video. We can add the bench and the ottoman, add the throw pillows to the couch, and the room is almost done. We just need curtains and some wall art. In the inspo room, the curtains are black and white, and it looks like we have some framed posters for art. I printed off some of Bella's schoolwork, and I added the 2010 for MyFroggyStuff to use as art in this room. Let's cut it out, glue them onto poster board, add poster putty to the back to add quick art to the walls. For quick curtains, I cut a piece of fabric, fold over and hem the sides by sewing it or using glue, then fold over and hem the top and bottom. Let's fold and glue them going back and forth to make curtains for the window. I just put them up there with poster putty in case I want to change them later. Let's bring in the tray from the last video and place it on the bench to make an IKEA-inspired doll room in a cereal box. Overall, I think the room looks pretty similar to the inspo. I like that the TV and the fireplace are removable, and it looks like a pretty comfy spot for the dolls to hang out. But I do want to change these pillows a little just because it's the same fabric as the curtains. And maybe we can try out our little cat print for a little variety. Oh yeah, I like that better. And not because I love miniature cats and think that all my doll rooms should have one, but I kinda do. I picked this up at Miniso They're little cats with attitudes. They could be fun for a few photos. So let's see which one we got. And it is cat number 1. I think it kind of matches the room. Overall, I am pretty happy with how everything turned out. I haven't made a cereal box room in a minute, and this one is totally giving us an IKEA vibe. But let us know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you for joining us while we got a little crafty. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram and YouTube at MyFroggyStuff and Bella of MyFroggyStuff on Instagram. And we will see you next time. Bye!